What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACI, and today we're going to be checking out moments that were not supposed to happen at the Royal Rumble 2025 from WrestleMania. Let's get it.
18 moments that weren't supposed to happen in the 2025 Royal Rumble. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Number 1. Gunther in the Rumble. And before the 2025 Royal Rumble even went on the air, a social media post left fans very confused and bewildered. WWE would post a video of Gunther arriving at the arena, and the caption would claim that Gunther was in the Rumble matchup. Whilst the reigning world champion has entered the Rumble match before, take for instance Brock Lesnar in 2020, it's usually marketed way in advance. WWE randomly adding Gunther into the matchup with 3 hours notice would have been an extremely odd move.
That's funny.
After the post received significant attention on social media, WWE would amend the post and remove any mention of the world champion entering the matchup. This was evidently a botch from the social media team, and they were likely reprimanded for the slip-up. Number 2. Pat McAfee shatters PG. Now, although WWE have been pushing the boundaries of PG over the past 12 months, the company is still firmly cemented as a PG product. But with that being said, during the pre-show for the 2025 Rumble, Pat McAfee made a comment that was clearly unscripted and may lead to key sponsors sending in a few complaints. Michael Cole would mention McAfee lasting 38 seconds in his prior Rumble appearance, and McAfee hilariously responded by saying, "My wife would be pumped." Cole bursted out laughing, and the comedic timing was on point from McAfee.
Is that really that bad though? I mean, come on. We've heard worse, bro. Like, come on now. If the sponsors feel a way about that, bro, like what do you expect? Come on.
Obviously, this is a remark that isn't exactly appropriate for a PG presentation. Hopefully, McAfee avoids any backlash from WWE management.
And it's Pat McAfee, man. Come on now. It's Pat McAfee. You pay him the big bucks to be himself for a reason.
As it is just a minor joke after all. Number 3. Carmelo Hayes is livid. And during the Royal Rumble pre-show, SmackDown star Carmelo Hayes would be...
Why you got this mic so close to my face? That was hilarious.
Interviewed by Peter Rosenberg. And during the interview, Hayes had to stop what he was doing and call Rosenberg out for holding the microphone too close to his mouth.
That's hilarious.
Hayes looked legitimately seething, and in an awkward moment, Rosenberg actually ended the interview early and apologized to the former NXT champion. And this made for an uncomfortable watch, as seeing Hayes' facial expressions change was unsettling to say the very least. It was likely that Rosenberg was informed to move on and abandon the interview when it became obvious that he really wasn't impressed with Rosenberg's interview skills.
I feel like, I don't think it was any animosity. I think this was just supposed to be a funny joke. I don't think Carmelo was actually mad about this.
Number 4. The AEW World Title. Now, hilariously, during the pre-show, a fan in the crowd kept holding up a replica of the AEW...
Okay, let me stop.
World Title. The fan knew exactly where the camera was, and the AEW World Title managed to appear in the shot numerous times throughout the broadcast. The WWE eventually caught on to the fact that they were showing the rival promotion's World Title and would then change camera angles.
When are we gonna get past this? Like, I remember, like, when I was in, like, middle school, my biggest thing was I was always fascinated with the WWE and TNA aspect. TNA was a very different company at that time. This is 06, 07. Like, I was always like, because TNA always mentioned WWE, but WWE would never mention TNA. I would always hope that we would see something like, oh, did they mention TNA on WWE or whatever? But maybe that's what it is now with like the newer fans or whatever, like this fascination with, hey, AEW on WWE, AEW, WWE. Like, I just don't understand it, bro. Like, why are we so surprised? Yes, there's other wrestling companies out there. I'm pretty sure we all know this. Like, this I just don't understand the fascination with, like, let's try to sabotage one over the other. Like, the
fact that they were showing the rival promotion's world title and would then change camera angles. Now, this is the type of thing that would have made Vince McMahon furious in the old era of WWE. And if this was the old era of WWE, then the title wouldn't have been allowed into the stadium itself, as who wants to show their own competition's world title? Number 5, lack of a countdown. One of the main elements of the Royal Rumble match is the fan interaction element. Unfortunately, during the first few minutes of the Women's Rumble match, WWE failed to place the countdown on the screen for the fans, and this naturally led to a ton of boos. WWE often makes this mistake during Rumble matches, and it's alarming that this is a botch that occurs virtually every year. You would have thought they got their shit together by now. Number 6. Screen graphics blunders. A WWE would debut new screen graphics during the Women's Royal Rumble match. They were located at the bottom of the screen and did provide viewers with stats and respective countdowns. Fan reception to the graphics has been mixed, with a lot of fans believing them to be insanely distracting, and some fans have even labeled them as ugly.
It's definitely like the graphics. I see what they're trying to do. WWE slowly trying to morph more into the sports world, like of kind of like an ESPN, like, you know, news thing at the bottom and facts and stuff like that. I get it, but it was a little bit of an eyesore because it's like, do we really need to see this? Do we need to know how many people were eliminated already? Like, I mean, for the fans that are fairly new to the product, yeah, it's probably was easier for them to follow along with, oh, this many more people, or they're on this number. But yeah, just I can go without it, honestly.
WWE would even make some typos on the graphics with notable misspellings, including an incorrect spelling of Tiffany Stratton. It's appreciated that WWE did try something new and unique, but it didn't seem to work. It would be a smart move for the concept to be scrapped for next year's event, or at least make it less distracting. Number 7, Lyra's attire malfunction.
Oh my God.
As Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria started a Rumble quest, she delivered a picture-perfect fisherman suplex. However, the talented star unfortunately suffered an attire malfunction. Thankfully, thanks to Liv Morgan, who managed to shove her onto the other.
Shout out to the ref too. The ref also helped her out. Like this, like when this happened, I'm like, oh my God. And then she went over to the corner. She was out of the range of the camera, and the crowd ended up, you know, cheering because she got it together. But I'm like, oh man, wardrobe malfunctions. You know, I sympathize with the ladies because, man, can you imagine what would have happened in front of 70,000 people in the audience at the Royal Rumble on Peacock, millions watching? Like, yo, I feel like it's gonna happen one day. It's like, bro, like, y'all gotta come on now, get it together backstage, man, because that could have been bad.
The side of the ring, Valkyria was
pretty sure they have like stuff under. I'm pretty sure they're just not going, you know, like free-breasted out there.
Able to recover quickly and was able to continue the match as planned. Just shows what a pro Liv is in the ring.
Facts.
Number 8, Zoe Stark slips. Zoe Stark loves a springboard move.
Oh yeah,
when she went for a springboard move in the Women's Rumble, she awkwardly slipped.
She caught herself.
Luckily,
though.
she recovered, but she did have a weird landing. Stark managed to turn the move into a clothesline, but it was unclear what the move Stark had initially planned to deliver. Number 9, messy ending. One of the final key spots of the Women's Royal Rumble saw Nia Jax eliminate a range of women, including Io Sky and Bianca Belair. The issue was that this spot was poorly executed, and it wasn't exactly clear if this was a planned spot or it was a completely botched one.
I noticed with this spot, there were some people that were involved in this where I'm like, I don't think they were supposed to be eliminated. Like, it did look like a huge cluster.
Most of the names that were eliminated weren't even mentioned, and it looked like some of the names, particularly Belair, slipped up on the apron. It was an ambitious spot, and it was going to be difficult to execute perfectly. Number 10, Nikki Bella's return. A WWE would show fans in the VIP section reacting to Nikki Bella's return, and in an awkward moment, nobody really reacted, and the fans looked completely bored out of their mind. As this was live footage, WWE couldn't exactly edit the live reactions, and it was probably a case that these fans were expecting AJ Lee as number 30. And
AJ, Becky, it could have been anything, but to be honest, and I've never been in a situation where I'm watching wrestling with 50 to 100 other people besides when I go to the actual show. If you're sitting there, this looks like a pretty like lax environment. I'm not gonna, oh, you can look but you can't touch. I'm not gonna, like, bro, then I'm gonna be getting looks like she's giving this guy. Like, come on now. Like, I don't think anybody's just gonna be in there screaming, freaking out. That's probably what they wanted with this experience. It's pretty cool looking, but yeah, I mean, in public, I mean, unless you're at the show, I'm not gonna get up screaming either.
That definitely would have got a reaction. Number 11, missed spot. The 2 out of 3 falls match got off to a difficult start, as the main spot which led to the first fall was botched. DIY delivered a spot where Gargano would pretend to tag Ciampa, but this was completely missed on camera, and the WWE commentary team were even confused. When the 1-2-3 occurred,
I thought this was DIY kind of playing a trick though, like, of who the legal man really was.
The fans didn't remotely react, as it wasn't clear what exactly happened. Number 12, the commercials. Due to Netflix being a worldwide platform, certain regions need to have ad reads cut out. WWE haven't exactly mastered this as they landed on the platform last month, and WWE only cut half of the ad reads off the broadcast. This happened during the Wingstop ad read and led to an awkward few minutes. Number 13, powerbomb onto the ladder. One of the most terrifying spots in the Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens ladder match saw Rhodes receive a powerbomb onto a prone ladder, and there was no nice way to take this bump. However, Rhodes took it in the worst way, as he didn't take a flat back bump. And then
Owens also took a really bad bump onto the corner of the ladder, his back. This match was nasty.
Instead took it on his shoulder.
Yeah, that
there was legitimate
nasty
concern on commentary for Rhodes' neck, but it looks like most of the impact was on the right side of the WWE Champion's body. Number 14, We Can't Hear You. And just before the Men's Royal Rumble went ahead, WWE cut to Joe Tessitore and Big E discussing the upcoming match. But there was one major issue with this: their microphones weren't even on, so it was impossible to hear what they were saying. When the audio switched back to Michael Cole, Cole didn't clarify what the duo was saying, so it couldn't have been that important. Number 15, did both feet touch the floor? That was discourse.
Yes! Penta eliminated itself in the first 2 minutes.
On social media relating to Penta in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Penta was involved in a spot where one of his feet was...
and if they would have played a replay, slowed it down, even if you could have manipulated it a little bit, I would have been like, okay, it was 1 foot. But the fact we saw no replay, they kind of just, went on with it. Yeah, he eliminated himself. Bro, if Vince was still there, Penta would be on WWE Superstars right now as a Disney character. Vince would have cut all this. The push would have been done. But, mistakes happen, bro. They're humans. It happens. There's a lot of room for error in the Royal Rumble. A ton of room, bro.
Supposed to touch the floor. However, it looked like both feet accidentally touched the floor for a brief second.
Yeah.
This was quickly addressed by the WWE commentary team, and it's not exactly clear from the still images if both feet touched the floor. An alternative camera angle is needed to confirm whether Penta botched the planned spot.
I think they
Number
touched.
16, botched landing. There was definitely concern for Chad Gable in the Men's Royal Rumble match, as Gable had a horrible accident during the match. During a spot in the early stages, Rey Mysterio landed on his knees, and Gable instantly began to scream in agony. Whilst it appeared that Gable was selling up first, he began to hobble throughout the match, and even looked uncomfortable taking bumps. Hopefully Gable is okay, and if he's hurt from the botch, then hopefully it's nothing too serious, and Gable won't miss any time away from WWE television. Number 17, Michael Cole's voice. Michael Cole was literally on life support by the end of the Royal Rumble, as it was clear he was losing his voice completely. Cole sounded like he had about 10 words left before his voice completely gave out. It was a miracle that he was able to call the closing moments of the show.
But I love this though, because for so long, Michael Cole, he's always been kind of held up to a certain standard. This new regime that's come in, bro, Michael Cole's able to let loose and really have the fan come out of him, not just the business, clock in, you're the commentator, but the fan come out, bro. I thought that was dope.
Now, Cole losing his voice on a major PLE isn't anything new, as who can forget WrestleMania 35 when Cole could barely talk by the end of it. He sounded like a completely different human being.
I remember JR used to lose his voice all the time, bro. Jim Ross used to lose his voice all the time.
His voice was just that damaged. And Braun fails to catch Finn Balor. Braun Strowman was seen throwing a tantrum at ringside after he missed his scripted spot. Strowman was supposed to catch Finn Balor following Balor being AA'd by John Cena, but Strowman was way too late for the spot.
That could have been bad.
To safely catch him.
It's like Finn even holding on to John Cena right here, like, yo.
This was a rare outburst from Strowman, and he should have known better, but mistakes always happen. But there you have it, folks. 18 moments that were not supposed.
There was allegedly another moment. I don't know how true the rumors are of Drew McIntyre. I guess his spot was I don't think he was supposed to be eliminated the way he was. I watched it back, and I don't know if it had something to do with LA Knight being in the way. I think LA Knight was supposed to be down while Priest eliminated McIntyre. Maybe they got in the way, you bumped into them, or I don't know. I don't know how true it is, though. I really don't know how true it is, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But dirt sheets are going crazy right now on that alleged botch. But yeah, moments that weren't supposed to happen at the Royal Rumble 2025. Link down below in the description leads y'all right to this video. Y'all to check it out in its entirety with no interruptions. If you are new to the channel, Please hit that subscribe button for me for more wrestling related content, and I'll see y'all in the next video. It's your boy MKE MANIACI. I'm out.